Jenson Button has re-signed for McLaren. Actually, that's not strictly true. Jenson Button had always signed for McLaren. It was up to McLaren whether they wanted to keep him or not, or whether they wanted to get rid of the contract. They have kept the contract. Jenson Button will be a McLaren driver once more in 2016. So will Fernando Alonso. He's tied in on a 3-year deal, but still the rumours abound. Will Fernando Alonso not be racing in Formula 1 next year? One thing is certain. Well, actually, it's not certain. Supposedly, this is his 250th race. The statos out there will say it's his 248th, maybe 249th. Who cares? If he thinks it's his 250th, it's his 250th. That's all there is to it. Here's Fernando and Jenson when he turns up. When you started, did you ever think you'd hit 250 races in Formula 1?
No, definitely not. You know, it's a special number, and I feel very privileged to reach this number because it means that I've been here for quite a while and with some good experience and some good moments, you know, starting with Minardi, a small team but like a family, and then switching to Renault, obviously the 2 championships, and working with Flavio, big boss inside and outside the track, let's say, and McLaren first time and now second time with McLaren Honda, this combination that it was a dream come true to drive for this team, and Ferrari obviously 5 years, which I think all the drivers should experience at least one time drive for Ferrari because it's a very special moment. So 250 races with a lot of emotions, a lot of happy times, happy moments, and hopefully more races coming with some success.
I know you said a dream to race for McLaren Honda. It's been a bit of a nightmare this year. Very vocal in Japan about the competitiveness of the engine, comparing it to a GP2 engine. The outbursts may have created some ripples in Japan. Was that motivated by anything during the race to try and force action, doing it so publicly on Honda's home race?
Well, I think you know, this is just a moment of frustration, to be honest. You know, when you are battling and when you are in the middle of the fight and you've been overtaken in the middle of the straight, is so frustrating. And unfortunately, we have a microphone in our helmets, and this sometimes get broadcasted, and this is a very unique sport because imagine if footballers or NBA players or tennis players, they have a microphone in the t-shirt. That will be also quite fun to hear, but we accept that this is a very mediatic sport, and obviously this moment was not the right thing to say or to do, but I understand that should be private between the team and the driver, and publicly we've been very supportive, very positive all year long, Jenson and me, and we keep saying the same thing because we believe in the team, in the project, even in the tough times. But in some moments of racing, of course, in a group, we get frustrated and maybe we say something.
Jenson confirmed for next year. We know you have a 3-year contract, but in spite of that, still rumours that you might not be racing with McLaren next year. Will you be racing with McLaren in Formula 1 next season?
Yes, I think this was a very good week for the team, first of all, with Jenson continuity that give us a lot of motivation, and working with him has been a very good experience this year in terms of feedback and in terms of how quick he is. So I think it's good news for the team, and new sponsor also coming. So very positive week. And about me, yeah, I'm just surprised, you know, because I signed 3 years. This is the first of the 3. I will be McLaren 2016. I will be McLaren 2017, and this is for sure. But you know, I don't think that we need any big confirmation or anything like that. It was more for Jenson that there were some up and downs in the last couple of weeks.
Jenson, how much was this your choice, and how much was it the team's choice to come back next year? Because we don't know the details of your contract, but as we understand it, you had a 2-year deal, and the team's option was on whether to carry on next year.
Yes. It was, but as Jonathan Neal said, you know, then McLaren will never try and keep a driver that doesn't want to be here. Who wants a driver in their car that doesn't want to be there? And it, you know, I think that is very true. You know, I don't want to be here if I don't feel that I can give 100% because I don't believe in the team. And Ron definitely doesn't want me here if I'm not going to give it my all. He knows I'm going to give it my all. I'm going to do the best job I can next year for the team and for myself. And I know they'll do the best job for me as well. So it doesn't matter whose decision it was. The important thing is that we both have a good understanding of where this team can go. And we know that we're all doing our best to move it along as quickly as possible.
You've won races with this team. You know what the guys at Woking are capable of. But the same is true of Honda. You've known them as an engine supplier, as a manufacturer in their own right. What is it that you see within Honda now that convinces you that they've got what it takes to turn this around?
Well, it's very different to when I raced with Honda before. In terms of the technology, it's so complicated, the power units these days. And when you're a year behind everyone else, it's very difficult to catch up in a season without making major changes. If you look at, well, you can't look at because we're never going to tell you, but if we look at the power that we have now, you would say it's very good for a manufacturer in their first year. The problem is everything moves so quickly. And the place where you can make the biggest gains are in the winter. If you look at Ferrari, there were talks that they found 100 horsepower over the winter and the deployment was improved. I don't know if that's the case, but anything is possible over this winter. And I know that they're giving it the raw at Sakura to find ways of us having more deployment in terms of the I can't say, but there's lots of positive comments coming out of Sakura. I'm very excited about the gains that they will make, and also with the car. There's a lot of very talented people here, but it's a very young philosophy, the idea of the aerodynamics. So it's going to come a long way over this winter.
You know Japanese culture inside out, and you know a philosophy of hierarchy and not calling people out. Do you think Fernando's outburst in Japan had anything to do with him trying to elicit a change in a culture where there isn't much blame apportioned to individuals?
I don't think Fernando's comments were on purpose in terms of he wasn't trying to point a finger at in Japan at Honda's home race at their circuit. I don't think it was that at all. I personally feel it was high emotion. Every racing driver goes through so much emotion when you're driving a car. It's what we love to do. And when it's been as difficult as it has been for us after what we've achieved in our careers, the emotions are so high. And sometimes there is a bit of an outburst. There is a bit of a mistake, and we say things that maybe we regret. But I don't think it was done in a malicious way, no.
So that was Jenson, and as you can see from the fact the sun has now, or is certainly setting, he was a popular guy. We had to wait quite a while to talk to him. Really happy to see him back in the seat, and as he said, they will get there. Honda will get there over the winter. We'll see what strides they can make for 2016. They're going to have to do a lot, though, to beat Mercedes. Mercedes might be in trouble this weekend. Niki Lauda, in the run-up to this race, said he's worried that running the soft and the super soft tyre, as they did in Singapore, could affect them exactly as it did in Singapore, and that was their worst weekend of the season to date. Does Nico Rosberg agree with that? Does Lewis Hamilton agree with that? Here they are. Super soft and soft being used this weekend. Last time we had that was Singapore, and it didn't exactly go well. Are there any fears of a repeat here in Russia?
Yeah, for sure. We need to be careful, We really need to prepare diligently because this is a unique weekend. The asphalt, the surface is very different to anywhere else. It's really smooth, and that has a different impact on the tires. So you need to adapt to that. And also the tires being very soft. And we saw lately that on soft tires, on the super soft, we don't go really well. If you take Singapore as an example. So it's going to be a more difficult one.
Are you and the team completely on top of what happened in Singapore, such that you've learnt and the same mistakes won't be made this weekend?
Well, we think we understand a lot of what happened in Singapore, but Sochi is not Singapore, so we need to prepare specifically for Sochi and, of course, use some of the things we learned from Singapore.
As you say, track's very specific here, the asphalt's very specific. You were able to do the entire race on one set of tyres last year. Do you think the same will be true this year?
No, because we've gone one step softer on the tyres, so for sure this year that would not be possible.
Lewis, soft and super soft this weekend. Last time we had those was Singapore. Tough weekend for Mercedes. Any fears of a repeat of the Singapore race here?
I don't believe so. I heard Niki had mentioned something, but I don't believe the team is concerned. I guess we'll find out. The track surface is different here. It's a different kind of layout to for example, Singapore. So we'll see. I'm hoping that if it does happen, then I hope that we have a race. A little bit more of a race, like a little bit closer maybe, rather than a big second difference. But I doubt it's going to be the case.
The team said in Singapore they were really scratching their heads over it, didn't fully understand it. Are you confident the team does understand enough about those issues that they won't be a problem if it was to come back and be that way again?
Well, confident. The guys tell me what they've studied, which have been studying a lot, analysing a lot, and the information they give me, it's information. So I'm confident that they've done everything they can to understand it, and whether or not we're faced with it again, it'll be a different. It will never be exactly the same. So we'll see. But I think we'll be in good position.
Last time out, you levelled Ayrton's win record. So much has been made out of win records. If you win here this weekend, you equal Sebastian's win record. Is this going to be really fun now? You two pushing each other, seeing who can take that tally higher and higher.
Definitely. He got that. He took another leap in Singapore. So I'm definitely looking forward to trying to get alongside him because he's another great, and he will go down as a great in the future. So it's going to be a good battle between us.
Bernie Ecclestone arriving in the paddock here in Sochi for the Russian Grand Prix 2015. Of course, Bernie, as always, in the news this week. Much talk that Formula One will be sold. Bernie said, he didn't say it was going to be sold. He said it might be sold and that there are a number of parties interested in possibly, maybe, buying Formula One. Always good, Bernie, for a headline. One wonders if there is truth behind it. One wonders if we will see a change. I'm sure that one is one which will develop over the coming weeks and months. Here are your times for this weekend. Everything you need to know about where you can find FP2 qualifying. That's what comes next, qualifying, and the race itself on Sunday. We're looking forward to this one. Will the Super Soft and the Soft make it a more exciting race than last year? We certainly hope so. Fingers crossed. Jason's got his fingers crossed behind the camera. Fingers crossed. Either way, Mercedes can, as I understand it, wrap up the Constructors' Championship at this race after what's been an utterly dominant season. Join us, though, for all the sessions. We will see you there. For now, though, from Paddock Pass, we'll see you later.